with this one?
I just started recording, Will. We're in
Oh,
it.
okay, cool.
We're didn't give you a heads up. Welcome to the That's
Okay.
Good Sports podcast. We took last week off because I was doing my taxes and got a little more intense than normal. Had to pay the government a lot of money, and I was sad about that. But we are back here with Will Keys, who the last podcast I titled "Will Might Have Coronavirus." That's still true. He was sick.
A possibility.
He was sick with the chest cold at the very time they found the first case, just 2 miles away from his house, or 2 minutes away from his house.
Yeah.
Probably not going to joke about it quite the way we did then, because it's a little more serious now, I guess. NBA has suspended its season. Tom Hanks has been diagnosed with coronavirus. Like, if it can happen to Tom Hanks, it can happen to anyone. And we don't really have a plan for today's podcast other than just to kind of talk through some of this shit.
We are going to riff.
We're going to riff.
We do best and work off script, which I'm not sure we've ever actually done.
Right.
But we do a lot within an episode.
Yeah, we usually have like 5 talking points, and we make it to 4 of them.
Yeah. Which today we will have no talking points.
Right.
And talk about nothing in particular.
Well, yes, correct. I think the thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I'm going to do an episode later, I was going to do the XFL power rankings, which just seem, they already seemed
XFL.
They already seemed unimportant while I was doing them, and I actually enjoy watching the XFL. But today it's like one of those days that, like, I can't concentrate on fucking Josh Johnson for the Wildcats and why he's playing well when so much, I don't know,
Yes, too.
Bigger things are happening. So last night, I think things got crazy when Rudy Gobert, that's how you say his name, right?
Nailed it.
Was diagnosed with the coronavirus, which,
Yes,
of course, Wednesday, he famously, after addressing how the Utah Jazz were handling the situation with the Jazz and the media, touched the microphones and the recording devices, and he is getting killed for that on Twitter.
Very purposefully touched them.
Yes,
after his interview to make a point.
Hey, I'm not worried about this. Ha 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 ha! And he just happened to be the first guy to get it, which is the most
hilarious.
That is crazy, because I think a bunch of NBA players have it right now. We're going to know more as they get diagnosed.
We found out that the only other player on the Jazz that tested positive, because they tested everyone, was Donavan Mitchell, who's their best player. But that said, there's probably a lot of people out there considering the Jazz have been playing games for a couple weeks while he could have been infected. So, and luckily the NBA is not a contact sport. So there's no way it could have been transmitted to anybody else.
Right.
But to be safe, they are suspending the season, which doesn't mean they're canceling the season, just suspending the season.
It's going to get pushed.
We could get the NBA finals. You know what would actually be great is we get the lull, like the down part of the off season. Now we get the good weather. We go and enjoy the earth while we still have it. Push back the NBA season. We get the NBA finals late July, early August. Go straight from the NBA finals into the NFL season.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to look at this through a positive lens here.
Well, they were already broaching that idea about starting the NBA season in January, so that it's not competing as much with the NFL.
Yeah.
And that would have pushed it into the summer anyway. So this is maybe just a sneak peek of what that might look like.
So now they might have to, because if you end the season
in July.
Late July, early August, you got to give the teams an off season to recover. Now you start in January. I'm not really sure how math works, but I'm going to say January.
Yeah.
You just make that permanent.
I think the decision might have been made for them almost.
It would be hilarious as someone who hates the Lakers, and they are the finals favorite right now, to see the entire season just be canceled in a year where they're probably going to win.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And
then the Warriors come back healthy. They beat the Lakers next year. They never get to win.
Wow. What a
season from hell for the LA Lakers.
It is the basketball apocalypse.
But, of course, at the same time, my favorite team, the Sacramento Kings, actually had a chance here late to make the playoffs against all odds, even though they started, with one of the worst records in the NBA. Now they finally pick things up, and the season is effectively over. And, Sacramento, right down the street from me, is hosting their first March Madness in the newly constructed arena that opened a couple years ago. Nope, don't get to have that either.
Sorry, I was communicating with somebody else via text message.
Very important.
It's just TJ editing the Patreon video.
Good.
I didn't want to leave him hanging. But yes, I agree with everything you just said. Assuming you didn't slip in one of your homophobic or racist, propaganda you try to push into this podcast every week.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to listen to find out, which I know you won't do. So
no.
Which is a guaranteed no.
Yeah, if listening through an hour-long podcast after we recorded it.
And we just we just did it. I don't think so.
I can barely find the time to just upload the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's guys like Chad Jensen who will go back and edit out every space in between someone talking, every awkward pause, and just edit it down perfectly. And then we're just out here talking about bullshit, pausing to read text. We don't care.
Yeah, well, Chad's a machine, man.
He is.
He works a full-time job and runs the Mile High Huddle, and has that just crushing. So
he does a great job.
Yeah. Chad really, I think, fueled both of us in this space. When I was first starting, he was the first person to reach out and be like, hey, I think your videos would work with my Broncos blog. And I was like, fuck yeah. And then he was like, hey, I think I got a writer who would be better for you than for me.
It's I'm sick of him.
I have to
write bullshit, uninformed bullshit that is just designed to make people laugh.
I have to rein in his jokes. I think you guys have a similar sense of humor. And I was like, yes, please. And
there we go. All the way to ESPN. HBO.
So the other thing that's happening is a bunch of NFL teams are suspending their scouts and coaches from traveling. They've got free agency that's supposed to start next week. As of this moment, they plan on going on with business as usual for the start of the new league year. But then they have the NFL draft to consider, which is at the end of April.
Right.
It's in Vegas. Maybe it'll be okay by then. We just don't know.
I'm guessing that it's going to happen without a crowd or fans.
Possibly.
So it's just going to be this is the first time Roger Goodell is not going to be booed walking up to the podium. And
that's a tragedy. He needs to be reminded once a year that nobody likes him.
Hopefully we just get one single boo.
Just
which
one guy
we'll be
out
able
there.
To hear. Yeah.
Oh!
Boo this man.
Oh!
Mm-hmm. I think that we need that to maintain a sense of normalcy.
Yeah.
In turbulent times.
More than anything, we need some sort of.
We need, in order to feel to feel normal and to feel safe, we're going to need the Raiders to fuck up a pick and reach really hard. We're going to need the Patriots to trade back like 3 times. And we're going to need the Broncos to take a tall quarterback. I hate to say it, but
got to do it now. In the sake
it's a
of
backup.
Our sanity as fans, John
Jacob
Elliott,
Eason, here we come.
is he a big man?
He's a big dude.
Is he 6'6" or something?
Basically built like Paxton Lynch with just better at everything, though.
Just better at doing all the things.
Yeah, slightly better work ethic from what I've heard.
Yeah. That's not a high bar to –
slower, actually, yeah.
To top.
I think you and I have a better work ethic than Paxton Lynch.
Yeah. I would
definitely do, but
I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, too, the Buccaneers emerged as a team willing to go, quote, all in for Tom Brady, which we have been dreading here for a while because it seems like the smartest place for a quarterback to go in terms of wanting to be on an offense that has weapons with the coach who is very quarterback friendly. And they've got a ton of fucking money. So
imagine going for Bill Belichick to Bruce Arians.
Oh, man.
That has to be the biggest swing personality-wise that you could go from with 2 coaches in the NFL, don't you think?
That's like, yeah. It's like, oh, man, growing up with like a really shitty dad and then your mom divorces him and then marries like a really cool new stepdad who loves you and shows you respect because your regular father was – yeah.
I assume he still wears a Kangol hat. I really don't know.
I think so.
Maybe he left that in Arizona.
No, I think he still does.
I'm glad he just, like, never retires. He's like Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, he says he's going to retire and does it for a little bit, and then he just can't stay away.
Yeah, he, like, almost died from a heart attack or something, and then let the heart rest for a while and was like, I'm good to go again.
Yep, I'm good. Yep, I feel the urge to cut one of my players for parking in the wrong parking spot. That was a great season of All or Nothing, by the way. I started watching the Eagles All or Nothing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I got to watch that.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it was weird that it came out right after the season, but my theory is that they've got 2. They've got 2 seasons in one. I think they followed 2 teams around.
They might have. I think that's a smart idea, so they can release
one now and one in the summer.
Their second one in the summer then, eh?
John Hamm is going to be working around the clock.
John Hamm. That's my impression of your impression of John
Hamm. Pretty much, yeah. And who knows? It could be our team. I kind of hope not. I hope we just finally get our All or Nothing or Hard Knocks in a season where we're actually good. But I'll take it at this point.
Yeah, it would be really nice to get a more in-depth look at the Broncos.
And that's when Drew Lock started rapping the lyrics to Put On.
Oh, man.
And then the Broncos started to put it on the Oakland Raiders.
It's so funny how that thing made Drew Lock so popular.
Yeah.
Like, him just having fun on the sideline. All of a sudden, like, Barstool Sports is tweeting about him. Like, all these media outlets are picking it up. And not the fact that he was 4-1 coming in as a rookie.
Not the fact that he was playing excellent football.
Yeah.
And coming off of IR, barely having practice with the team.
Yeah.
It wasn't that.
A losing team fucking torches the Texans who go to the playoffs and win a game there. It's because he was rapping lyrics on the sideline.
Yeah.
Which just proves rap is still better than country, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know which quarterback would be caught like singing along to play some Toby Keith on the sideline, but
Phillip Rivers.
Probably Rivers. Yeah, you're right. Maybe Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson have his hair slicked back singing I've got you under my skin or something. Some kind of Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is the best quarterback who is probably the least liked by his own teammates.
It's a well-known fact that everyone hates him in his own locker room.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I can't tell why. Maybe it's like the same reason we don't trust artificial intelligence, but there's something off about the guy.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I heard like Pat McAfee kind of referencing that, and he does like a pretty good job at trying not to shit on players because obviously that's his business is maintaining good relationships with former players. So that kind of made me like raise an eyebrow, like, oh man.
Yeah, this might be a popular opinion across the league.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that started to really surface when Wilson took like the giant money deal as the Legion of Boom sort of just dismantled out of Seattle.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the Golden Tate thing.
Well, yeah, I mean that too. But
his ex-wife was probably ran a little deeper than that. If you're an NFL player and you allegedly have an affair with your quarterback's wife, I assume you probably don't have a lot of respect for said quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, until we find out that half of Phillip Rivers' kids aren't even his.
Oh God, yeah.
We find that out when they're throwing a football normally and not like a shot put.
Yeah, their mechanics are not like their father's. We need some DNA tests done immediately.
Yeah, perfect 3/4 release, and they go straight to Maury Povich.
Yeah. Why are they not sidearming their passes?
Yeah. Just like I taught them.
Wow.
They're wearing regular ties. They're not complaining to the officials enough.
They only want to have one child. They only want to have one kid of their own.
Yeah. They're winning in the playoffs. They're not yelling at Jay Cutler.
Ooh,
Jay Cutler's kids.
Or Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah. It can't possibly be mine.
Look at how calm they are remaining after their offense has just been penalized by the officials.
They keep doing this weird lights out dance. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Sean Merriman is the father of half of Rivers' kids.
They seem like they've been doing steroids.
I miss Sean Merriman, you know?
I don't know. I hated him.
I did too.
He did a stupid dance. That was one of the
I hated it. I won't feel the same way when Brady's gone, but a lot of the players I used to hate, I miss hating them. There's new players that I hate, you know, but Sean Merriman was, oh God, that celebration used to piss me off.
Terrific. I couldn't think of like a more opposite sack dance than Von Miller's, who has the best sack dances.
Yeah.
They're mellow, they're acrobatic, they're soulful, they have rhythm, and then Sean Merriman looking like he's just strangling a man. Yeah. He's just beating the shit out of a mosquito on his arm.
Did you see Pro Football Focus shitting on Von Miller and inaccurately saying that Justin Simmons was going to hit free agency?
Yeah, which proves they know really nothing.
Yeah,
they don't watch football.
Their grading system they take too seriously themselves. Look, I think it's really beneficial. Like, I think you can get a lot of information from them.
I think they have good stats.
Exactly. But it's like if you're going to take their player grades as like the holy grail, you're going to get stuff wrong.
Well, I mean, part of it's on us because when they put out a rating that we like, then we promote it, and then when it's something we don't like, Where it's like, well, who gives a shit about PFF anyway? It's all subjective. So we got to just like we got to keep that straight across the board.
Yeah, it's like I try to look at them and Football Outsiders to try to compare, and when they're both kind of on the same page, that's helpful. But you're right. Yeah. It's like if we watch a Broncos game and say Bradley Chubb has, plays his ass off and made an impact, and then they're like, Bradley Chubb got a 93 against the Chargers, highest graded edge defender of the week. We're all like, fuck yeah, retweet that cool graphic. But if Bradley Chubb maybe didn't get a lot of sacks, but we watched the game and thought he played well, and they're like, he was one of the lower rated edge rushers, you're like, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
They didn't watch the game.
Proves, like, it's all about the eye test.
They don't know what his assignment was that play.
No,
it was to not sack the quarterback.
It was to do everything but sack the quarterback.
Exactly.
The quarterback suddenly finds himself in your arms, you pass him off to the closest teammate.
Exactly.
Who will then do the sacking.
What do you think of – so it looks like Derek Wolfe and Shelby Harris going to hit free agency.
Yeah, I mean, Shelby Harris was expected. Derek Wolfe, I think there's still an outside chance, but I think they're getting younger.
Yeah, I think they're going to get younger, but I think like with Wolfe, they're not sure what to pay him. And assuming he and his agent give them the option to match an offer he likes, I think they might do that. Like
they could. I think they would prefer to give him a short deal, like a 1-year deal. And Derek Wolfe has said that like this is going to be his last contract, which leads you to believe like it'll be like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Or like somewhere else. But I don't think that's what they want to give him because they know that they're trying to get younger and their window to contend is like, I don't know, coming up. But, they've got guys that they can cycle in. They probably have a couple guys that they want to draft or target in free agency that could be an upgrade.
Yeah, they're supposed to target supposedly a couple big guys or a couple defensive linemen is what they're looking at, right?
Right. And they got Draymond Jones that they want to get in there. I mean, he will now without Shelby Harris playing, but
yeah, and Gotts is going to be gone. Like the defensive line is going to look a lot different.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of turnover. Fortunately, that's like the best position in terms of drafting that the team does, but
yeah, it sucks too because like
and just finding guys randomly.
Yeah, and I think like DJ Reader's one of the guys they want to go after. We've talked about that here, and
doesn't seem like Chris Jones is going to go anywhere at this point.
No, he's going to get tagged, and the Chiefs might trade him. And if that's the case, they're not trading him to Denver.
No.
But Shelby Harris, like, I think there's just a lot of upside of keeping a guy like that, and he's going to cost what he's worth. And then with Derek Wolfe, he played great last year, and he's just like – I think he's like one of my favorite players on the team. He's just a dude he's been around. He plays through fucking injuries. The Broncos drafted him. He's like the kind of guy you want to see just finish his career in Denver. So it's like one of those bittersweet things because if they do pursue, guys in free agency for the defensive line, they might – upgrade those positions. Like they might get a guy who can produce a little bit better than Wolfe, or, if you're replacing Shelby Harris with a guy like DJ Reader, I think that's probably an upgrade in the long run. So it's just like, it's weird.
It is strange. You'd think out of Chris Harris, Derek Wolfe, and Shelby Harris, you would pay one of them.
Right.
But I don't know. You'd rather have Justin Simmons than all of them. So
yeah, you got to keep Simmons.
That's kind of priority number one. And then you've got your free agents that you want to target. You're paying AJ Boye, like $11 to $13 million this year.
Yeah. And we didn't talk about that, right? I thought
I don't think we did. Yeah.
That was a really solid signing or move, I feel like.
Yeah.
To give up a fourth round pick for a guy you don't have to get into a bidding war for in free agency was smart.
Yeah, because if Josh Norman costs $6 million, then AJ Boye is worth at least $40 million
Yeah.
as far as I can tell.
Yeah. And it sucks to say because Chris Harris has been so good for so long for the Broncos, but I think there's more gas left in the tank for a guy like Boye next season. Like, I think he can be better than Chris Harris. If they can keep Chris Harris,
absolutely.
2 would be crazy. It'd be nice if they kept Will Parks. It's like, but
Right.
I just don't know what they're going to do.
About.
Willie Parks, man, really underrated.
Yep.
But he's going to probably get paid handsomely by a team that needs a safety.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him going to Arizona and pairing up with Vance Joseph again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Especially because didn't he play college ball in Arizona, Parks?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. So he might really like that idea.
Mm-hmm. It's very much a possibility, I think. I mean, you could say the same thing about Derek Wolfe, but I think we can all say that we just don't want any of them to go to New England or Kansas City, first and foremost.
Yeah, and it seems like Chris Harris is interested in going to Kansas City.
Yes. He's on the verge of going full heel turn.
Yeah. He's gonna be our fucking Neil Smith, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think Neil Smith was better at that time in his career, but yeah, maybe. Who knows? They would have to win two back-to-back. Well, they would have to win 3 straight Super Bowls for that to be the case.
Oh, that would be the worst thing.
And at that point, I'll be rooting for the virus.
Let it end us all.
At that point, I will be like, I'll be sneezing on, I'll be sneezing into salad bars, eating napkins, really anything to just keep that thing going until February. If the Chiefs are really in it again.
Did you see that?
I expect they will be.
Yeah. Did you see that dude who like wiped his snot on the railing in the subway car in fucking Belgium?
No. No.
Yeah.
People
it to
the Belgians.
People are fucking assholes.
Yeah, I know. We got the fucking
good
kids licking ice cream, opening up ice cream containers and licking the top of them, which was gross even before the recent pandemic. But I imagine that's how it started.
Yeah.
I wrote in the video, it probably started in 2017, or I guess 2018, when that Philly fan ate horse shit after the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
That probably was patient zero. He's like, all right, now time to take my direct flight to Hong Kong.
Yeah. Oh, the NHL pauses the 2019-20 season. So NHL has followed suit.
Can't say I really watched anyway.
Nope. And the MLB suspending spring training later today.
Awesome.
That's everything
good.
Canceled. Which really, for me, this changes nothing about how I operate on a day-to-day basis.
Nope. Same here.
I've already had one sponsor reschedule, not cancel, but reschedule. So that's 2 months of money I thought I was getting that I won't be. It's not a lot. I'm not like, I'll be fine. I'm not like trying to complain, but like when that happened, I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is going to affect me too. And like my wife's new job that she's been with for a couple months, that's it's an event-based business, so a lot of that's
not
changing.
A lot of events these days.
So yeah, it's like there's a lot to consider with all this stuff. Think about.
Yeah, it's great. It's
like
really
staying
great.
At home, I still work every day, so like I'm not worried about that. But there are other ways to be affected.
No, we're really lucky right now, and that's like worth saying.
Yeah. So
this is when we become the 1%.
Yeah.
No one makes any income for the next 20 years while we're grinding out a few $1,000s here and there.
YouTubers live streaming 24 hours a day because people are bored of watching The Office.
Honestly, that might be the move. If most people have to stay home, then we start live streaming during the middle of the day.
Yeah, just come talk to us.
Yep.
What are you guys thinking about?
Man.
What are we thinking about?
Just hang out. But watch subscribe to the Patreon, because God knows you'll have a lot of free time.
Don't know if you'll have extra cash, but...
yeah, well, that's a good point.
But if you do...
Yeah.
We will take it. All
It
right.
is willing to come.
I think that was a decent podcast on a weird day. We'll have a video up on the main channel later, and we'll see what the fuck happens with the XFL.
I mean, I don't think there's enough of a crowd to really even cancel it. Is there? That's the thing.
Damn you, Will! Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
We need football. That would be their power play, I think, is to just keep things running while every other sport shuts down. Then they're forced to watch.
If we change who we are, coronavirus wins.
Yes. And if we don't change who we are, probably still wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
At a more efficient rate.
Bye.
See you guys.